And we will be looking at how to go from commitments to action. So much has been said here, but now how do we move and make action from the commitments we've made? So I would like to invite at this point in time, Robert Uma, who is going to facilitate on this session. I believe people will start coming in once they hear that we have started, but we can't keep waiting. So welcome, Robert. Take us through this part of the session.
All right, thank you so much. Can I have the roving mic? I kind of like being free. If you don't mind giving me one of those microphones that I can move around with. So this is a really short session before we go to the formal closing. And the idea is we want to get some of your key takeaway messages, what you have learned during this very engaging 3 days of conversations, of discussions, of interactions, of partnerships, of lunches and coffees, of arguments. I listened to some of the interesting ones over coffee. What are you taking back? What are you going to do differently? I'm really keen that when we go for meetings, we go back and do something, right? We don't just come and have 3 days of fun in a beautiful city like Kigali. That's part of it, but not just that. What can we do differently? So what are your take-home messages? But to start off, if you're sitting next to someone, turn to them and share with them in just a minute, what is it that you found most exciting throughout the 3 days? Which side event, which plenary event, which dance, which what? What is it that was most exciting to you? If you're not sitting next to someone, please move closer to somebody so that you can have a 1-minute conversation. Come on, don't be stiff, just move. Move to somebody and talk to them. All right. Okay, thank you. So now what I'm going to do next, first of all, is to let you know that all the information, it's okay, you can stop the conversation. It's getting animated in some places. Okay, let me have your attention now. Thank you, Prof. The only Prof from Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you. Let me have your attention back. So we will have all the reports put together and shared. So you will have access to these presentations as well as the report of the meeting. So that's coming up. But as you know, that's a lot of work and the rapporteurs are working very hard. So you will see all of that so that you can follow up with things. But for now, I would like to get at least a few contributions in terms of what's your key takeaway message? What are you taking from the 21st CAADP? And what are you taking from the Africa Day for Food and Nutrition? What did you learn? What's your one key message? So I want to give a few people just 1 minute to tell me what they're taking home with them. What's that actionable step? I see one hand up already. So here are the rules. Engage us, keep it short, keep it simple, and tell us about a lesson, a learning. It's not an opportunity to now say, hey, my organization does this or that. So that I can get a few, and I'll get a parliamentarian, I'll get a youth leader or a youthful person, I'll also get a women's leader, maybe an academic, and a farmer. and then we shall move to closing. Shall I start with you? Can I have another microphone, please? Yes, thank you. Just your name, organization, and what's that you're excited about and you want to go forward with?
My name is Tuonge Gondwe from Malawi. I'm representing African Kilimanjaro Women Farmers Forum and a member of CNG. My takeaway home is let's move from policy to implementation. But let's also involve smallholder women farmers. Because as I was hearing, it was about the commercial farmers, just farmers without the women, grassroots smallholder women farmers. Engage us, involve us in all policy decision-making positions in agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiwonge. Let's give her a clap. Let's involve the smallholder, especially the women farmers. And also let's move from making good policy to implementing those good policies. I love that. Yes, I saw another hand. Let's come here before I go back there. Just take a minute, not more.
Thank you. My name is Babatunde Iyonda. I'm with the African Risk Capacity Specialized Agency of the African Union. A lot of things really stuck in my mind. One was the importance of soil health. The minister, I think, alluded to it very strongly, Minister of Agriculture of Rwanda. Secondly is the need for women involvement, that things happen when women are involved. My last point is we had a very good side event yesterday on scalable and sovereign risk finance, gender inclusive risk financing.
Okay.
And we need to look at the angle of protecting the agricultural development gains against climate risk. And that's where I think the risk for resilience comes in through what African Risk Capacity supports many member states, 39 across the continent. And we will be very glad to see this feature in the CAADP going forward, that countries really need to keep an eye on the risks so that the development gains, especially agricultural budgets, are protected, investments are protected against climate risk. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's an extremely important point. Thank you so much. Yeah, managing our risk. Let's not forget the risks. Yeah, and Africa Risk Capacity, we are glad you were here and you had a nice side event. I wish I was there. I want to go to a member of parliament. Can I start with an MP? I see your hand up too, but Francois, Honorable Francois from East Africa Legislative Assembly. Yes, madam.
Thank you very much. We remain excited. I'm Francois from Yala, but member of ASPAN as well.
Yes.
We remain excited as a group here representing parliamentarians that the young generation really taught us a big lesson that you have to feed our people with dignity. And the dignity is about also value addition, value chains after production, that long way to consumers. Dignity is about safe, enough, affordable, and adequate food. How will we reach there? We have to match policies, frameworks to delivery, execution. As legislators, like we said, we learned that we are people's voice. And we will continue to work closely with our executive so that we can move together as a team. But we also learned that without all efforts that are combined, we can't reach our destiny, and we only have 10 years ahead. And we need the private sector on board, we need the academia, we need even our children. Children are even students at a very early age that will be involved into agriculture, agribusiness at the early age, then we need to change also the curriculum,
Yeah.
including all of
Absolutely.
these initiatives. Lastly, but not least,
Yeah.
I want to highlight that we were expecting to have all of these big organizations, these big banks, CEOs to be with us. Because when we interact with people that cannot take any decision, we wonder how we will achieve this goal of having $100 billion for African changes.
Yes.
Maybe you will answer this question because we are waiting for these CEOs to come and to tell us how much they're going to invest. It's like in the COPs, whereby they pledge, but they pledge never come.
Never materialize.
Thank you very much. We want them to materialize.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big clap. So we have a target of $100 billion. We need to bring those CEOs into this room. Next year, I think this is hard work for us to get some of them to sit and commit. I wanna have a REC, a regional economic community. I see SADC there, so I want to give a chance to SADC because I know the importance of RECs. And then I'll have a farmer, then we'll close. I think I promised one gentleman there, if you still want to speak. Oh, I don't see their hands up, but I will, yes. Youth. I'll need youth as well. So let's start with SADC. Make it very short because we are running short of time. What's your takeaway message?
I think my takeaway message is that, I don't know if I'm audible enough. As a REC, we are saying that with every iteration of the 10-year plan, we are getting better at defining our problems and offering solution.
Yes.
But it's time to act. It's time to put it into implementation. The funding landscape that we've relied on for the past 20 years has completely changed.
Yes.
But we've got a low-hanging fruit of the private sector. They showed here in the morning what we need to do to benefit from them.
Yeah.
If we work well with the private sector, the $100 billion that we're talking about will be subscribed.
It's peanuts.
Halfway. It's peanuts.
Yes.
That's what we want to say.
Yeah, that's what the honorable member was saying. If we bring the private sector in, then it's gonna be very easy. Please come up front here. Oh my goodness! Now I have too many hands. we thought we would just have a few comments. Please make it very short. I think now it's the farmers, right?
Yes. Thank you very much. I think first point is that we need to reduce our food import bill. We are looking for $100 billion US dollars, but we are spending between 70 and 90 billion US dollars. So it is simple mathematics. We convert the import bill into the investments. Second point, we need to, I think we are doing a lot. We are swallowing a lot that we cannot chew. So we really need a phased manner on how we are going to implement the CAADP Kampala. Number three, we really need to reduce the cost of credit for the farmer. I also need to register my disappointment, maybe, and see how we can take it positively.
Yes.
Today we had a farmers session, but in the farmers session, we were discussing what we are going to do with the RECs, but also with the national government in terms of unlocking financing opportunities.
Yeah.
But in our sessions, much as we've been talking about putting farmers at the center, we didn't have any REC representative. We had actually one representative from government, and this person was also a member of parliament.
Yes.
Was not a government spokesperson, I would say.
Yeah.
So, meaning we were just speaking to ourselves. And this really creates fatigue, especially to us as farmers, where we are invited to speak in such big events, and then we are just speaking to ourselves. I think we really need to see how we can improve on that so that we can strengthen our collaboration. And finally, the $100 billion that we are talking about is not something big. I think we are not even ambitious.
Small potatoes.
Because when you get the $100 billion, divide by 80 members of PAFO, the Pan-Africa Farmers Organization, it means each farmer is getting $1,250. And if you compute that, that is for 10 years. When you divide that, that is $125 per year of investment, which is nothing. So better tell me every year to add additional 2 coffee trees, reduce the cost of credit, and give us, you cushion the agricultural sector.
So PAFO can just pay this $100
Yes, we can do that if we are supported,
easily.
if the agricultural sector is cushioned.
That's the investment we need.
Thank you.
And if we can count it correctly, then it will show. Thank you so much. And also for that critical feedback. I saw some REC colleagues nodding in the back there that next time they need to be in those farmer sessions. I want to tell you, I have a takeaway. I enjoyed this PP. Not only the music that we had yesterday, I even danced. It's a beautiful country. I really enjoyed that part. I enjoyed the culinary thing that we did this morning with the youth. They were showing the ways to cook sustainably in Africa, but also in a nutritional and safe way. I really found that compelling. And I want to give a last chance to a youth. Where are the youth? Anyone who can take a minute? Who's youth? Okay, she says youth. So let's give her. Youth also? I see the young and the young at heart are all putting their hands up. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My major takeaway from this session is that capacity building, advocacy, and training is still very, very critical to get more youth on board. Look around the room. We could have more youth than we currently have. So it means there's still a lot of work for us to do, to advocate, to educate, to inform. But when we are informing, also share the value of this kind of systems so that we can have more youth look into the food system. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we need to respect the views of youth when they come in and they speak. Yes, madam?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Faith from Nigeria. I represent Ekonsa. Okay, my major takeaway yesterday is that if we can make Kampala an implementation phase, not the talk, then I also took out building synergy between institutions. So it's not at just the top level or in the books that we should take it home. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's make Kampala implementation phase, not talk. Talk is over. It's time for work. I don't know whether work is the thing we want to see. We end with talk, we start working. That's a really good message. Thank you so much from Ekonsa. Constance, you're sitting next to her. Can you say something for 30 seconds from the non-state actor grouping?
All right, thank you. I will only just echo what you just said. And like the Minister for State of Agriculture for Rwanda said, let's shift from talk to action. Let's produce more nutritious. But at the same time, as we're looking for funds, let's ensure that any approach, for example, the CCC, that would want to use to raise the funding should be smallholder focused.
CCC?
Yes, the cluster commodity compact approach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are big words.
So the idea is that we should make it smallholder focused so that everybody benefits from that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. She's a co-chair of the CNG. We'll finish here and then I will hand over to my colleague who will moderate this last session. You've had your hand up for a while, so you'll have the last word. What's your take-home message?
Thank you, sir. My name is Louis Gushase from the Kingdom of Eswatini. My take-home message is that for Kampala to be implemented, we must take farmers not as mere beneficiaries, but as investors who risk a lot of things to feed the nation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good way to end this conversation. Let's start considering our farmers as investors, people with money who invest and who make money and who will drive our economies. Thank you so much. I really appreciated all the comments that I've had, from managing our risks to thinking about our farmers and engaging with them in a positive way to drive things forward. That $100 billion commitment, this is really peanuts if we come together and work on it. In fact, I tend to think that we underpromised. We should do more. We should blow that ceiling and do much more. Please, when you go back home from a meeting such as this, make a list of things that you will do differently. Don't just go back and say, I was in Kigali, we had a meeting, now I'm going to another meeting. That's the kind of conference tourism that I just hate to think about. Let's make this a different thing so that next time we are talking about what we achieved, what we did differently. Thank you so much. Back to you, Laurie.
Thank you. Can we give Robert another round of applause for moderating this session excellently? Thank you, Robert. So as we're heading towards the end, I would like to invite Madame Estherine Fotabong on behalf of the African Union. She's going to give us her closing remarks. And this session will be followed by some networking, so I'm kindly asking that we stay and we'll do some networking after this. You're welcome, Madame Estherine.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I don't know whether it's good afternoon or good evening. Your Excellency, Honorable Minister, Your Excellencies, and distinguished parliamentarians, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long but productive 3 days, and it's pleasing. I know we have all been running from one meeting to another to still see the hall quite full. So as we draw the curtains on this memorable week in Kigali to a close, I really stand before you representing the African Union, filled with a deep sense of gratitude. I was just talking with my colleague, Dr. Janet, on the deep sense of gratitude that we have, the inspiration and the renewed conviction in Africa's capacity to transform her agri-food systems. Over the past 3 days, and through vibrant panels, insightful presentations, and spirited discussions, we have witnessed Africa's finest minds, from governments, regional bodies, youth, farmers, the private sector, and development partners, all converging around one shared purpose: to make the new Kampala CAADP declaration and strategy and action plan the turning point in Africa's food and nutrition journey. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, this CAADP has been a milestone, the first convening since the adoption of the Kampala CAADP strategy and action plan. Together, we have acknowledged both the achievements and the unfinished business from the Maputo and Malabo declarations. We have agreed that while those frameworks laid the foundation, the next decade must be about delivery, not declarations. We have heard powerful insights on strengthening national readiness and coordination mechanisms for domestication of CAADP Kampala, financing Africa's food system transformation through innovative partnership and blended investment, had powerful insights on accelerating digital, youth-led, climate-resilient innovations, and powerful insights about making nutrition the true measure of agricultural success. We were particularly moved by the voices of young agripreneurs, of our African parliamentarians, and of our women leaders, who reminded us that transformation begins when every citizen sees themselves not as beneficiaries, but as co-architects of change. I was particularly inspired by the recommendations from some of our very clever young participants who made very good suggestions. And some of the suggestions was that the future CAADP partnership platform should include field visits. I think we can all agree to that. They said that the field visit will allow participants to experience firsthand the realities and innovations transforming agriculture and food system on the ground. And I completely agree with them, and I think it's something we should take on board. We also heard from our sister, the permanent secretary from Zambia, and I think when she said it, there was a lot of clapping from the room, so I took it that that was an endorsement of that suggestion or proposal that she made, that during the African Day for Food and Nutrition Security, participants should proudly dress in African attire, celebrating our rich cultural identity and reinforcing the message that Africa's transformation must be rooted in our own heritage and pride. So I think, again, that clapping was an endorsement of that proposal, that we can dress in Africa and we should be eating the African indigenous foods that I think our hosts have been feeding us since we were here the last 3 days. We also heard and received a valuable proposal, again from the participants, that countries should institute regular media briefings on CAADP as part of the implementation process under the CAADP Kampala guidelines. So it's been really interesting that as we walk the rooms, people have come up and made these proposals, and I've tried to listen and capture them as they were presented. These are all excellent and practical recommendations, and we believe we should take them forward. Excellencies, colleagues, and friends, the message that has echoed across every session is clear. Africa must shift gears. We cannot afford to repeat the slow pace and fragmented implementation that limited the impact of Malabo and Maputo. To deliver on Kampala, we must work differently, work smarter, and most importantly, work together. This means breaking institutional silos, aligning our investments, and building trust between policymakers, farmers, scientists, financiers, and the private sector. It means turning commitments into contracts with our citizens for measurable, transparent, and accountability. Colleagues, allow me now, on behalf of the African Union, meaning the African Union Commission and AUD/NEPAD, to extend heartfelt appreciation to all those who made this week a success. To the government and people of the Republic of Rwanda, we say, Murakoze Siane. I think I'm improving and doing quite well now in speaking Kiswahili. Your warmth, efficiency, and hospitality have been exemplary. Our deepest gratitude goes to Honorable Dr. Mark Siboyane Bangambe, the Minister of Agriculture and Animal Resources, for his steadfast leadership. To Honorable Dr. Telesfor Ndambimani, the Minister of State, who is here and has been here the last 3 days. Thank you so much. Please. And to Dr. Oliver Kamana, the permanent secretary, who had so many calls with us to prepare for this CAADP. We want to thank all of you for your tireless engagement and full-time involvement throughout all the activities of the PP and the Africa Day for Food and Nutrition Security. Please, if we can really give them a big hand to show our appreciation. Yeah. And of course, the work of the ministers, the peers, can only be done through the leadership, and we want to deeply and honor the leadership and vision of His Excellency President Paul Kagame, whose steadfast commitment to innovation, accountability, and results-driven governance has made Rwanda a beacon of excellence in agriculture and food system transformation. This truly reflects or reflecting the first of our 4 components of the CAADP Kampala implementation guidelines. As you all will recall, this is on leadership and governance. So we thank His Excellency. We want to thank the over 450 participants representing member states, regional economic communities, development partners, parliamentarians, farmer organizations, the private sector, civil society, academia, and the youth, and the women who has made this meeting really what it has been the last 3 days. To our moderators, our presenters, and panelists, thank you for the knowledge, the data, the inspiration you shared so generously. Sometimes we ask if we should have these meetings, if we can do things online, but I think we cannot replace this forum because none of us have the time to read all the reports or to even know where to find some of the information that we learn when we are here in such platform. To our partners and sponsors, including in particular our colleagues from the Development Partner Working Group, the co-chairs, Special Envoy, Mr. Odd Anderson, who is still here with us. We thank you and we thank the DPCG for your partnership and commitment to CAADP. We want to thank our technical partners, FAO, IFAD, WFP, AGRA, and others for your collaboration and continuous support to strengthen Africa's collective resolve. Your Excellency and friends, the conversation must now translate into coordinated actions. As we leave Kigali, let us each carry a sense of urgency to return home and implement, to follow up on commitments and to hold ourselves accountable. The Kampala CAADP Declaration gives us the roadmap, and the guidelines that we presented the first day gives us the process and steps that we need to follow. It is up to us to build the road because the future of Africa's agri-food systems will not be written in conference halls, but in the fields, in the laboratories, and the markets where our people live and work. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude on behalf of the African Union, let me thank the entire organizing team from the AU and the AUC. I really want to thank my colleagues for the hard work they have put into making this meeting a reality, together with our counterparts from Rwanda for their professionalism and excellence. Please, if we can give them all a big hand for that work. And to all of you who joined us from across the continent and beyond, we wish you safe travels as you return home or as you fly to your next destination, wherever that may be. May the spirit of Kigali accompany you, a spirit of resilience, unity, and purpose. And let us look forward with hope to meeting you again in the next African Union event, where we shall celebrate the progress that began here. Together, we can and we will change the future of agri-food systems in the continent. Thank you, Murakoze Siane, and safe journey to all of us. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup.
Can we give Madame Estherine another round of applause for her wonderful closing remarks? Everyone keeps saying we're moving from commitments to action. We have talked about this many times. We're now going to do it. So thank you so much, Madame Estherine. And now to close us off, I want to invite the Minister of State, Dr. Telesphore Ndabamenye, to come and also give us his closing remarks. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Honorable members of Parliament, senior officials from the African Union in NEPAD, government officials here present, development partners, farmers organizations, private sector leaders, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So as we come to the close of the 3 days of rich deliberations, allow me to express my sincere appreciation to all participants for your active engagement, insights, and unwavering commitment. Your presence here in Kigali has demonstrated the shared conviction that Africa's agricultural transformation and the food security must remain at the heart of our development agenda. Over the past days, we have reflected on the journey from Malabo Declaration to Kampala Declaration, exploring pathways to accelerate just and resilient agri-food systems transformation for nutrition and sustainable growth. The exchanges on soil health. We have to feed our soils before we feed our people. Youth and women agriprenerships, blue foods, and inclusive investment partnerships have been both inspiring, practical, providing a renewed sense of purpose and a direction for the remaining of years. For the years ahead. So the outcomes of this platform reaffirm that achieving the goals of CAADP, Kampala Strategy, and the Action Plan from 2026-2035 requires bold, innovative, and unconventional delivery mechanisms that move beyond business as usual. We must embrace digital solutions, blended financing, and a multi-stakeholder partnership that plus farmers, youth, and the women, and the private sector at the center of the implementation. So the call to action is clear now. First, collaboration. Second, coordination. Third, commitment must now be translated into measurable impact on the ground. As it has been said, shifting from the concept to the contract. Into this journey, Rwanda remains deeply committed to this continental agenda and stand ready to work with all partners in turning those commitments into concrete results. So together, let us ensure that the Kampala strategy becomes a living framework that drives inclusive growth, enhances nutrition, and secures Africa's resilience in the face of global challenges. So as we conclude, I extend my sincere gratitude to the African Union Commission, the NEPAD agency, our partners, and all delegates, event organizers, media, everyone, for making this forum a success. May the spirit of partnership and innovation that has guided our discussion continue to inspire the implementation in every member state. I take this opportunity on behalf of the government of Rwanda to announce that this 21st CAADP event is officially closed. I wish you safe travels back home, but I invite all of you to continue enjoying the beauty, the hospitality of Rwanda. Thank you very much. I thank you, everyone.
Can we give the Honorable Minister another round of applause? Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your closing remarks. And with that said, you are welcome to keep enjoying the city of Kigali, visit Rwanda again, and it has been a pleasure to host you these 3 days. My name is Barbara Mhoza. See you soon.
It is my great honor to welcome you all to Kigali for the 21st CAADP. Food security is not just about producing more, it is about producing better.
The Kampala Declaration is not just another policy document, it is a bold commitment to build resilient, inclusive, and sustainable agri-food systems that deliver zero hunger, equitable livelihoods, and environmental sustainability by 2035.
Ensemble, transformons la déclaration et le plan d'action de Kampala en résultats visibles dans les champs, les marchés et les foyers africains. L'Afrique a la vision, les institutions, les talents. Il ne manque qu'une chose, agir ensemble. Et c'est ce qu'il faut maintenant.
We need to put Africa youth and women at the center of agri-food systems, innovation, and strengthen climate-smart practice that safeguard livelihood and ecosystem.
This is the promise of the Kampala Declaration. A continent that governs better, invest smarter, and build stronger institutions and people to secure the future of its agri-food systems.
Development partners have been proud companions on Africa's CAADP journey since the beginning, and we look forward to continue the strong collaboration in the decade ahead towards a resilient, food-secure, and prosperous Africa.
Agriculture is not just about food. It is about dignity, it is about prosperity, and the future of our continent. Agriculture is the backbone of Africa's economies, the soul of our communities, and the path to shared prosperity.
On behalf of the government of Rwanda, it's my great honor to welcome you all to day 2 of this landmark gathering where we commemorate the 16th Africa Day for Food and Nutrition Security.
Africa needs homegrown solutions, ensure relevance, sustainability, economic empowerment, and cultural integrity while strengthening the continent's resilience and food sovereignty.
Today's young people possesses that same vision and courage to tackle Goliath of our time, like malnutrition, and achieve food security across Africa.
It inspires us to build agri-food systems that are not just resilient, but are nutrition-driven. Because when Africa feeds itself, Africa will lead the world.
Les systèmes alimentaires produiront des résultats mesurables en matière de nutrition à grande échelle. Je lance un appel à tous les partenaires pour faire de ce défi une réalité.
Together we can build resilient food systems. We can. It's a possibility for us to end hunger, even in our lifetime, and secure a future where Africa is nourished, empowered, and free to flourish.
Let us strive to ensure that Kigali is remembered as the place where Africa moved decisively from commitment to implementation, laying the foundations for healthy soils, nutritious diets, and resilient livelihoods that will safeguard the sustainable future of our continent.
When you hear about MVPs, most valuable players, what crosses your mind? Celebrities? Heroes with several awards? In this case, not all heroes wear glittering crowns. Not all heroes are found walking on the red carpet. There's this special type of hero. You'll find her hands dirtied, bending under the scorching sun, tilling the land. Her impact transcends feeding families. She feeds the nation. Women as the most valuable player in agriculture is a crown that they wear so gracefully, despite the present limitations in today's society, such as gender-insensitive policies towards land and credit access. Women still produce 70% of Africa's food. It's time for women to be at the table, not only on the menu, giving them access to information, a platform to elevate their voices, power to make decisions, for them to take agency of the future. When a woman succeeds, nation succeeds in feeding its people.
Hi, my name is Masokonolo.
My name is CJ. Hi, my name is Kaune. My name is Raki.
My name is Junior.
I'm 11.
I'm 14 years old.
I am 11 years old, turning 12 this year.
Welcome to the platform.
So today I'm gonna make our Midwest pepper steak. I'll be making a pepper steak with potatoes. I'm going to make whatever comes to my mind.
So as you can see, this is where the magic happens. You start them from 5 years upwards, not just like making burgers and Real proper cooking.
It's getting real this side, so what's happening? You're jumping up and down. Onions are burning. Ready? What's going on in here? I'm frying my vegetables to make it into sauce. So how are you going to make them into a sauce? After frying them?
Can I have a taste at least?
I will rate my dish 8.9 out of 10.
My plate was the best one.
I rate my plate 100 out of 10. I'll rate my plate a 5.7 out of 10. Yo, didn't look good. Yeah, next time I'll do much better.